Well, if today is March the 16th, it's B2B Thursday on the Guy R. Cook Report. I'm Guy R. Cook, and welcome to the episode today. We're going to talk about an article by Wade Harman, The Psychology of Visual Marketing and Social Media. And to get to those show notes and see what I'm seeing, click on the link that's available to you, or it soon will be if it's not right now. The GuyRCookReport.podbean.com, and you might even get away with hashtag the Guy R. Cook Report. But anyway, take a look at that, and that link will take you to these show notes that we're looking at right now on the screen. And if you're on YouTube, if you're listening to us on audio, welcome to the episode. Give us a subscription if you would. It would please us greatly. And so let's get to it. When we look at the link for the psychology of visual marketing and social media, it's going to take us to this page, which at the top, if I can get my scroll bar to go up there, it'll come up and look like this. The psychology of visual marketing and social media on the page at Will Media. And I love the name, Wheel Media. Like real, but wheel, and that's invent a word and then market it. It's been shared hundreds of times, thousands of times on Pinterest. You see, hundreds, and then you get to the Pinterest link, and that pin has got 6,500 shares. It came to life on Pinterest. And why would that be a big deal? Well, when I looked at this post, as I looked at Will Media all over the place, one thing that caught my eye was down at the bottom of the page. We're on social media, right there, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. That's it. They got all these other share buttons, but where they're putting their eggs in the basket, as it were, surely they can add another icon there. But I'm sure they've done the research, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. So that might be time to go back to the grindstone called planning and say, dear planning, are we on the right social channels? Do we need to keep using Facebook for our effort? Are we getting a lot of engagement there? And maybe so, maybe no. And on the subject of going back to planning, the summary of this good blog post, do take a look at it, is for communicating effectively is what I'm trying to say. Be able to talk is another part of communicating effectively, and let's not dwell on that. So they've bullet listed faces, screenshots, foregrounds, and cartoons. Okay, so I took that brain food, faces, screenshots, foreground, cartoons, and I said, well, let's go see how they're doing their effort. So I went to psychology. Foreground, there's a big image that gets our attention, big headline right underneath it, Psychology of Visual Marketing, Social Media, tells you exactly what it's about. And the hook, the real, I guess, go-getter statement, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You've heard that saying over and over, I'm sure, even from me, and for a good reason. And it goes on and explains the wherefores, the concepts, the visual perceptions, why the picture's worth so many words, etc. So do give that a go. Give that a look. And while you're giving things a look, recently, as in the last couple of days, I've come up with a recipe to add Pinterest to the show notes. And if you go down in the show notes, you'll see a link that's, here it is. Follow us on Pinterest, okay? And where that goes is when you click on that link and goes to this page. Now, you'd think it would go to this same page, right? Well, it sort of does, except it goes to this one, which is the accelerated mobile pages version of the Guy R. Cook Report show notes. And there it is, the big image at the top, the headline, what we're talking about. There's a direct link to the blog posts that we're curating today, etc. So accelerated mobile pages, look, I'm kind of enamored with this. I've only done it for a couple of days, so I can't tell you, oh yes, I'm getting a ton of engagement from Pinterest. But if you are a Pinterest follower, user, board pinner, then give us a go, right? Share that image on your Pinterest and this accelerated mobile pages link. Appreciate it. And as long as we're appreciating things, the Geyer Cook Report questions link that's in the show notes, the ones that I talked about getting to with the GeyerCookReport.podbean.com, that one. Those questions are 27 in number. You pick 5 of them. Email. I'd like to do these 5. You know, like when David Letterman used to hold up the card and say, well, today's question is yada yada. Well, that's kind of the same thing that we'll do with these. We'll put together an interview and we'll get you hooked up and we'll get you on the air. So continuing right along, look at the planning session guide. If you've got a landing page, if you've got especially a WordPress project, a new blog or a redesign of the site, get some pencil and paper and do that planning that's involved there. Big thanks to the people that are patrons of the show. We thank each and every one of the patrons. There's the link there with the graphic, Be My Patron on Podbean, and click on that and you can get hooked up. And we're asking, well, I've got ask of $1 a month, okay? Now, the first person that did it did $3 a month, and God bless them, I appreciate that. And so if you're going to be a regular and think this has some worth, we'd like to tap that cash, simply put. Thanks to iTunes, thanks to Spreaker, Reddit, all the rest, Twitter, Facebook, we're on all of them. You can click on this icon here to join this channel on Fire Talk, and you'll get a notification each time we come on the air. And so, at the end of every episode, well, I used to say, Kelvin, did I forget everything? But we know that Kelvin's not with us anymore, and Godspeed and all that to Kelvin. He's off somewhere doing his thing. But anyway, we always say that, did we forget anything? I don't think we did. So on that note, I'm going to say those 3 magic words. That's right. It's a wrap.